The opinions expressed by tonight's guest do not represent the opinions or position of Spaced Out Radio, syndicated carriers, or anyone associated with SOR Media. Listener discretion is advised. Here at Spaced Out Radio, we are about to take you higher. Broadcasting from the Rocky Mountains of Colorado to you listening around the world. This is Spaced Out Sunday with host Tessa N Thomas. You can follow Tessa on our Facebook page at Spaced Out Radio, on Twitter at TessaTNT, and you can subscribe to her YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio for the archive. But we break on command 'cause women rule the world. Buckle up, space travelers. Let the countdown begin.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's time to go for a ride with host Tessa N Thomas.
I'm such a lucky guy, 'cause after all this time, the deeper I go, the deeper I fall.
Good evening, Spaced Out Radio. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the snowy rocky tops of the La Platas on a Rocky Mountain high, get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 419.9 in colorful Colorado. It is Sunday, December 30th, Monday, December 31st for those of you on the East Coast and beyond, and this is Spaced Out Radio. Hope you guys had a rockin' weekend and an awesome day and an even better evening. I am your host, Tessa TNT, and I am live tonight broadcasting from beautiful Bayfield, Colorado. We are 150,000 strong nightly on Spaced Out Radio Network, spacedoutradio.com, 99.1 FM, WQEE, Noonan, Georgia, 107.7 FM in UPRN, Louisiana, Revolution Radio, as well as Deep Talk Radio, which you can find at deeptalkradio.com. Don't forget to head to our website, spacedoutradio.com, where you can peruse the Spaced Out Radio store and read the encounter online dealing with everything strange, paranormal, and odd. Alright, so I have a treat for all my guys and gals out there tonight. Tonight we have Mr. Bill Hauser, aka Candoey. He's an independent paranormal researcher and investigator. He was born in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and he lives in the West Coast, particularly in the city of Surrey, British Columbia. A well-rounded investigator and researcher using different types of equipment on paranormal investigations in different locations. Paranormal activities are things that he is so passionate to do. He had decided and dedicated and committed himself to ghost hunting for over 18 years now. Yes, he has his own personal paranormal experiences, but fearfulness didn't stop him, yet it was his key to widen his horizons, discover new things, and quest to find the real answers and help others deal with paranormal concerns. Digital night vision and full-spectrum video cameras are products of modern technology that makes paranormal investigation and research easiest to him. At present, he is focusing on research of paranormal phenomena, asking questions to spirit using the following devices: EVPs with digital recorder and special featured programs. Spirit Box, Ghost Box, known as Frank Box, are samples of controversial electronic equipment and devices. This electronic device called ITC, which is Instrumental Transcommunication, is a device used for two-way, real-time spirit communication, which gives great results upon asking questions. For the record, all of his YouTube videos that he has done and posted are filmed in RAW with no alterations. He did networking with other paranormal organizations and current paranormal issues and been invited to numerous radio programs to share information about different techniques on how you should do proper ethics of research in this type of field. And he's got many links. One is youtube.com/user/Candoey, audioboom.com channels /4931383, soundcloud.com/Bill Hauser -91001042. He's also got the s1105.photobucket.com user Candoey story plus google.com, and you can also find him on twitter.com/Candoey. Hey Bill, thanks for coming on the show tonight. It's so great to have you. I'm so excited.
Well, thank you. I just want to say hello to all your great audience out there. And we're getting down to the end of the year, so I wish them right now a Happy New Year for 2019.
Awesome. So what first interested you to do the field of paranormal?
Well, it goes back to when I was a kid with all my personal experiences. So basically, once I became an adult, I still was curious to what exactly I was experiencing, and so I dove into it and started to learn how to investigate with different instruments and so on, and people teaching me how to use them, and eventually I started to move to the ghost box, and that really fascinated me. So having this real-time spirit communications.
And I always love to hear about people's paranormal experiences. Can you tell us what exactly your experiences were?
Okay, when I was younger, say around 6, 7, around that age there, I started experiencing spirits like, basically shadow people. I saw a lot of them around the house where I am and so on. But also on Sunday afternoons after lunch and that, we would go sometimes and visit the cemetery, for example, and sometimes these spirits would attach on to me and come back home, and I would start seeing translucent, almost like a hologram type look of people. And sometimes I recognized those people. Sometimes those were friends of the family or actual family members.
That's awesome. And did you have like a mentor or somebody that taught you about these different paranormal tools that you use, or did you just kind of happen upon them yourself by doing research?
Partly both there. I had some people that showed me basically some investigative type techniques to use and keeping your work, very straightforward and to the point. And then also learning, how to use standard EVP methods and so on. And that's what I kind of basically adopted to using the ghost box. So I tend to stick to a more rational type of method. So I use the standard EVP method a lot.
That's awesome. So you are a paranormal investigator. How long have you been doing that?
Now, well over 20 years that I've been around doing the paranormal investigating and then documenting it, but a lifetime of personal experiences and so on. Now, as an adult, I don't really see ghosts or any type of spirit form, but I do sense them when they're around. So they let me know when they're around, and I sense them quite well that way.
And I know you're in Canada, but you've also done a lot of work over in the Philippines. Can you fill us in on that? That's pretty awesome work that you've done over there.
Yeah, I was there this last summer for about a month, and basically I ended up going on to a national TV show, part of the GMA TV network. The show is called I Wonder, and it's a paranormal-based TV show, but it's not like the shows in North America, they tend to be a bit more factual, and they do a little recreation so you understand what the story is about. But I like their concept, and so before going there, I actually made contact with them, and I didn't really realize that they were that interested in having me on, so I just asked. So once I got there, I didn't expect them to call. I figured they forgot about me, but sure enough, they called me on my. I had a cell phone over there while I was there, and they wanted to get a hold of me and meet, and from there basically do an interview. And then right after the interview, we went off to the location where they had plans to do filming.
And you had a couple guys with you in a lot of your YouTube videos. Are these friends of your wife's family or people that you knew previous to this?
Previous, basically, to the degree. It does help to have people around you that know how to speak the language over there and know the customs. So, as a foreigner in a foreign country, you need that definitely. And then basically, I did a lot of research ahead of time. So I knew where some interesting spots to go to for my YouTube videos.
And one of those, I think it was for your paranormal show that you did on the I Wonder, where you're riding around in the cab and they're talking about how the streets were haunted and whatnot. And I'd actually seen the story of the lady in the white coat that would hail the cab, and the door would open and then close, and he'd look in the back seat and she wasn't there, so he'd get out and walk around and try to find her. And I thought it was tsunami, but you said it was a different sort of storm that had happened?
Well, for the TV show, that was in Manila. What I was talking to you a little earlier before the show, that was down in Mindanao area, in Cagayan de Oro area, where that situation took place a few years back. So for the show basically, it's a whole thing for the episode was all about cars, automobiles, ghosts, and connection that way. So that's basically, we went to a location right sort of off of the edge between, it's basically on the edge of Metro Manila there. And the whole story around it was this was a notorious area for really bad car accidents. There've been a lot of people that have died because of that. So this caught the interest of the show, basically to go there and do some filming. So I guess I came in at the right time to do this kind of thing with them, and being with a ghost box and that, it worked well with audio equipment and audio visual. So yeah, we were in there, we were basically a van, so it was the studio's van.
So did you pick up some good EVPs on your ghost box? Did you get a lot of good information on there?
Yeah, in the clip there, basically the YouTube clip, it's about 8 minutes long approximately. So basically I came in the beginning there. So generally speaking, it's they put me on a timer. And so when I arrived in the area and we found an area to park, I felt a lot of energy into the area, just what my own senses were picking up. So I asked about portals, and they said in Tagalog, many. I can't pronounce it, actually. But however, the fellow that was with me, he told me it meant many. So that was very interesting. So I had a lot of that, and then we had a name come through on both different radios that I used for the TV show. And so you got this correlation between two devices.
And it's so awesome when you do have that correlation. It just kind of brings it out that this is more factual than just coincidence. And so that's awesome. Do you remember the name, or were you saying you couldn't pronounce it?
Well, I couldn't pronounce the what many was in Tagalog, but I do remember the name of the person. It was a female, and her name was Isabella.
Oh, wow.
And Isabella came through on both devices that I was using. I was using the codeless box 3 and the direct link, what I use for Dave's show on Spaced Out Radio, of course. And so, yeah, between the two devices, they worked quite well because I really couldn't bring a lot of equipment over there. I had to be very limited, but I wanted to bring over equipment that I was going to be very effective in the locations I was at.
So when you do get information through these ghost boxes, do you try to do anything to help this spirit or put them at peace, or do you just share that information with whoever might be connected so they might be able to do something? Exactly is your process on that?
Well, if I'm getting, say, someone's voice coming through asking for help, I usually will give them the direction to go to the white light, and there'll be someone there, a family member or a friend, just to follow into the white light and don't be afraid of it. So I give them encouragement, and it's about all I can really do myself for that. So hopefully they take that and be able to move towards the white light.
That's awesome. So can you tell us some of your, let's see, Comic Zombie was asking, what do you think your most frightening experience was?
That would have been actually, I would say, when I first started doing ghost hunting there, I had a lot of the energy sucked out of me. And one time I went to Victoria. I went to a very well-known cemetery over there. And I was with some other group people there doing paranormal work, and they invited me over. And anyway, back in those days, I wasn't really focusing on protecting myself like I am today. And I had the energy sucked out of me. So they said I ended up looking like a ghost at the end of the night. So yeah, that I felt really bad for about 4 days after. It felt like I had the flu and my joints hurted, and just I felt terrible.
Yeah, that's no bueno for sure. When they do, I don't know if it was lasting so many days, perhaps there was some sort of attachment for a little while, but...
Yeah, I would guess that happened, and then right after, basically, someone over at this side in the Vancouver area I talked to, and they said basically, yeah, that's what they were saying, an attachment, and you need to protect yourself. So they started showing me some basic things you could do to protect yourself, and now, I've been doing that, and I've not had a lot of those problems since then. I don't normally get attacked or scratched or any of those. Sometimes they'll touch me, but not in a violent way. So they let me know they're there, but I don't get a lot of those kind of effects that other people do.
Yeah, sometimes, and I've learned that through past experience, if you don't protect yourself or you're compromised in any way, there's an easier way of getting an attachment or something following you home. I've been scratched a couple times, and it was actually something that followed me to my own home after doing a case for someone down in Bloomfield. And, when it happened, I just got this really weird feeling like there was some drug in my system or whatnot, feeling dizzy and lightheaded, and something wasn't right. And that was the first time I ever used the holy water in my kit, and it was in a spray bottle. So the first time I sprayed it on there, and within 5 minutes it disappeared. And then the second time, the first time it was 2 scratches. The second time it was a full 3 scratches. And at first I thought it was a spider because I'd gone out on the porch to smoke and heard this growl in the driveway, and my daughter, she was actually out there with me, and I was like, "Did you hear that?" And she was looking the same direction I was, where the growl had come from, and she's like, "Yeah, that's just Hercules." And I was like, "No, Hercules is in the backyard." And then went in and felt this burning on my side, and I thought perhaps a spider from outside had got under my shirt and bit me or whatnot, and I looked and saw these scratches, and I was like, holy crud. So I used the holy water. Second time I did it, it took a lot longer to go away, but then it didn't happen again. But that was a first for me. But like you're saying, you've been touched and stuff like that, which happens quite often when out in the field. But yeah, being scratched and whatnot, it's a pretty scary experience.
Yeah, definitely. When they start to do that type of aggression, usually, yeah, that's I've seen that with other people, and I've seen where other people have gotten real sick, where they've actually keeled over and started throwing up, and really bad situation for some people. So yeah, some people, they just they try as hard as they can to defend themselves psychically, I should say, against that. But it just, I think certain people, they're very drawn to, and they know who they can take the energy out of.
So, what are some things that you do to protect yourself?
Well, I do a prayer before I actually start investigating. Even like tonight, I did a little prayer ahead of time. And at home here, I can burn some nice incense. So frankincense and myrrh and sandalwood, the three combinations I like to use. And just generally, it's about a state of mind as well, too. So I put myself in a mind state that basically I protect myself. So I believe in what I'm doing. So you got to have the faith and the belief that that's going to help you.
So, using the ghost box tonight, is there any pointers that you can give to our listeners? We've had people in the past saying after they did the ghost box thing, they had some sort of freaky stuff happening in their house. What can they do to protect themselves?
Well, they could do a little prayer if that's feels comfortable with them doing that. If they have incense or whatever burning in the background, just to harmonize their area will help. And just basically don't put into the fear factor, and that's what a lot of people do. They tend to have a bit of fear, or whatever. They may be curious, but deep down they still have this little bit of fear. And that's one thing I've learned to control is my fear being on an investigation. I just don't show the fear, because once you do that, it's like a little beacon. They know who they can go and mess with and steal their energy, shall we say.
For sure. So anything that they have faith in are good tools for them to use to protect themselves and to keep that fear back, because, like you're saying, that's something that certain spirits like to feed off of, is fear and anger and certain things like that.
Yeah, those high emotions, like fear is the probably one of the key ones, because a lot of times when you don't know what you're dealing with the unknown, a lot of times you tend to have a little hesitation with fear. So I tend to approach things cautiously, but I don't like to show the fear to the spirits, and I just basically learn to control it. So it takes a little bit of effort, but eventually you can do it.
Well, Catalina in the chat room was asking, does Ghostbox and Ouija have anything in common?
I haven't really used the Ouija board all that much. A little bit when I was younger, and some freaky things happened back then, but again, I know people that use it and use it very efficiently, so I can't say that the Ouija board's all bad. But how it relates to the ghost box, well, I think the two are totally different in its process and spirit communications. You're dealing with an electronic instrument with a ghost box, so it's a whole different ball game. You're basically tapping into the ether that way. The other Ouija board, you're kind of going in with your mind and putting that, using your body in the sense as a conduit to create that spirit communications through the board.
Yeah, and they're both tools that you can use, and you got to use them properly. I don't like using the Ouija board. I think I don't know, the people that created it are a genius to produce it for kids of all ages. What is it, age of 8 and up, to use, and a lot of people get freaked out and don't close it down, so then they're just leaving it open for anything to come through.
Yeah, definitely. Well, a lot of kids like to experiment with it, and that tends to create a lot of problems, and they don't close the board off. And even with the ghost box, I close it off at the end there, and I'll do a little countdown, 1 to 5, but backwards, and then basically say goodbye after and leave it at that. And that's kind of what you see on a Ouija board is goodbye. So you have to learn how to close off that opening, in a sense, little portal for the communications to take place.
Yeah, and Trip was saying, just wish he would be able to cancel out stations that bleed through, and it's hard because you're picking up different energies and such. I don't really hear the fuzz or the sweeping noise. When I was watching it earlier, my 6-year-old son was watching it with me, and he's like, what's that psh, psh, psh thing? And I was like, that's just it going from, sweeping from station to station or whatnot, or going through the different stations, but it's not like the ones that I use, like the SB7 or the SB11, where it's just fuzz for the most part, and then you hear different stations, and sometimes you hear a spirit voice come through. I really enjoy yours much better than I do mine.
Yeah, I use a lot of custom built, so I get ghost boxes that are built and by ghost box builders. And Jay Prather that does the direct link, that radio works really well. You still hear the static and everything and a little bit of the remnants of broadcast radio. But I like to remind people these are radios, so you're going to hear a little bit of that.
Yeah, and I think it's awesome. Like, people are always asking, well, how does the spirit know how to manipulate this device? And, you know, that's a question for the ages. Like, how do they know? I think it's just something learned. They learn different ways to consume energy and use energy to be able to speak through certain things and certain devices. And really doesn't take a genius, but it does take some time for them to get a hold of it. And I remember one time listening to one of your shows, there was actually a woman in the background telling everybody, okay, you know, line up and wait your turn. And I thought that was very interesting that someone on the other side was trying to help where you're not getting all kinds of voices coming through at the same time.
Yeah, that does. Those kind of things do happen occasionally like that. They kind of organize themselves on the other side. So, yeah, sometimes they'll just flood through. So sometimes it's hard to, you can never really control it at this end, but you can only kind of put it out there one voice at a time, please, and leave it at that. Some people, they like to get a hold of, you know, these gatekeepers or the technician, and, you know, there's different names. You know, again, that's some people's prerogative, and they like to do that. So I tend not to really go into using that type of method too much. They usually, for some reason, eventually they just start to do it with me, and we do it in a nice, orderly fashion.
And I find it very amazing and intriguing that when somebody's asking for a certain person to come through, no matter how far away they are, that they're actually able to reach you and come through your boxes.
Oh yeah, they come through. They could be in UK, they could be in Australia or other parts of Canada or down in the United States, and they could be, you know, right across in New York State, you know, or Texas. So yeah, really, it doesn't seem that that matters really distance. So it's all about the ether, and you know, that's a whole different ballgame there. You know, you're basically going into time and space really in a different method.
Trip in the chat room was asking, does Mr. Hauser think they manipulate the boxes, or do the boxes just pick up their voices like a hearing aid picking up a whisper others can't hear?
Oh, well, that's a good analogy, like a hearing aid. But again, I tend to stick with the one theory that started was while they scan, all the tidbits of broadcast radio are kind of chopped up. And so that's why I like the custom belts, because I can really use the variable sweep rate and turn it up if I have to, and get a nice happy medium that if you go too fast, it's not going to work for you. But if you go too slow, then you're going to hear a lot of that broadcast radio. So you try to get a happy medium, and generally they use that all that garbled broadcast radio to form speech and remodulate, and that's how spirit communications. Some think it's at the speaker with the magnets and all that, but that's kind of it's an interesting theory. It might have some validation, but again, I tend to stick with that theory myself, is the broadcast radio being chopped up and remodulate it.
Yeah, and a lot of times when a voice does come through, it's over several different sweeps. So then you know for sure, you know, it's someone coming through and not just a chopped up word or whatnot coming through from a station.
Yeah. Well, you know, it depends on how powerful the stations are with their broadcast antenna system and outputs. So, yeah, there are some radio stations that output are pretty strong. So, but I use the FM, so a lot of times what you're going to hear is music more than you're going to hear voices. AM radio, you're going to hear a lot more voices, a lot more voice stuff happening on AM band.
And Sharon's asking, does he say a prayer or ask for guidance before he uses the boxes? And you were saying earlier you do say a prayer. Do you ask for guidance before using the box?
Well, for the show, I just prayed a little ahead of time, and that sort of encompasses the whole show and then me using the ghost box. So Again, I've been using it for quite a while, so I'm able to at least, in a sense, I do kind of link my energy up with it as well. That's another aspect, contact field. So basically, I'm able to, it's like a form of channeling, for a better term. So I'm able to help a little bit for those spirits to come through. Again, not all the spirits I can help, but I can help some of them. And then, of course, if their voices are strong, you hear it over the radio, of course.
So what is, do you have a favorite session where you got a really good message that came through that you'd like to share with us?
Oh, well, I've had a lot of interesting stuff come through. So again, I've had family members come through. Again, I don't really like to talk about my personal side of the ghost box, but I have had my own relatives come through. But I also have had friends that have passed over and people that I've known and acquaintances, as well as people that have been in the news here that might have been murdered or whatever. I've had voices come through with that. Loved ones of other people who I don't know, but they've contacted me from watching my YouTube videos, telling me, "Oh, I definitely heard my brother-in-law or my cousin." I've had a lot of these stories through the years.
Yeah, and also people that haven't, heard from their loved ones since they've been gone and wondering where they're at, are they okay? And then all of a sudden this voice comes through and they're like, oh my gosh, that was her or that was him. It's so awesome to be able to reconnect them.
Yes, exactly. And I do get a lot of those kinds of replies back from people from watching my YouTube videos that they've definitely, here locally where I am, and they've recognized loved ones and so on. So that's happened a lot.
Have you had anything come through for you personally?
Yes. Again, my mother came through briefly and told me that she loved me. So again, I don't like to talk a lot about my personal life. I kind of keep that not secretive, but I just like to, I do value my privacy.
Yeah, for sure. And those are good things to keep close to your heart.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of times, those kind of things, that's a nice message to come through. So that was soon after she passed away. So
Yeah, and it's so awesome when you do have that experience and it just makes you feel better about the whole situation, which is a hard situation in the first place.
yeah, I've been on other radio shows. They wanted me to contact, John F. Kennedy, the late president there, and all these other different people. But again, I really don't really like doing that too much. I don't like to go after celebrities or people that have been in the news or political historical figures.
So have you had, you said JFK, have you had really big celebrities or, presidents or people that, most of us would know about that have come through trying to share a message?
Well, some people feel that they did hear voices that sound very similar, but it's to the eye of the beholder. So I'm not really going to comment too far on that. So, but again, when I do my own ghost box sessions and my YouTube, I'm not really seeking that. So I'm more or less trying to get a hold of local spirits, or maybe spirits that are from a little ways away, and it could be at a cemetery, a park, or it could be at a historical location, or whatever.
It's very interesting, and I know somewhat what you're saying. I remember after Robin Williams passed, there was a guy that went out and was doing this spirit box thing with him, and it's kind of touchy, because people, as far as his family and stuff, are still trying to get over his loss, and this guy is just looking for hits on his website or a YouTube page, basically going after this because he did touch the hearts of so many, and, people are missing him and wanting to know how he's doing, is he okay? But this guy, I think, kind of went overboard with doing it so soon after his passing.
Yeah, well, in cases like that, I know the fellow in particular that you're thinking about. again, he's very unethical, and of course, his work is being under question whether or not he's been tampering with his audio behind the scenes to give those wonderful voices that sound like the people that he's targeting to communicate with. So, again, I consider that man very unethical, and he's not well liked in the ghost box community at large. I know that for a fact. So, only very few that actually like him. So, again, that's all I'm going to say about that individual.
Yeah, for sure. So is there anything else you'd like to share with us as far as your paranormal investigation history or your ghost box history before we get callers calling in for the ghost box?
Well, tonight I'm going to be using basically it's an amplified speaker. So it's basically has reverb and echo effect in it. So that type of circuitry in it. So it's actually called the Spirit Speaker, and it's built by David Keltrider, and he's from the East Coast of the United States. And then the other box I'll use is the direct link. I'll use that. That's built by Jay Prather, who also lives on the East Coast. And yeah, I find these two boxes work quite well for me. One's not the echo effect, of course, but the other one is. So that's with the codeless box 25, and that was built by Mark Codless. So that's going to be used for the amplifying speaker. And yeah, it'll basically enhance the listening of the radio without a lot of interference, shall we say. Very little static and hiss or any of that kind of stuff.
And a lot of times with this equipment, they call it experimental because nothing's really been proven with it. And a lot of times you'll get these warning labels. If you have any mental defects or anything like this, don't use this equipment. Which I don't know how true that is, but I think they just have to put that out there just in case something happens. Just kind of cover their butts.
Well, yeah, I guess if you have a company or whatever, but you got to have some kind of disclaimer. But when it comes down to the paranormal and the ghost hunting equipment, all that stuff is experimental. It's all, open to many interpretations, shall we say, with what you're picking up, what might be picked up, and what might be causing it. So if it's environmental or whatever.
And just to reiterate, Trip is saying in the chat room, reminding people, don't forget, when Mr. Hauser starts the ghost box session, please wait till after the session to post what you heard. And we will post start and end times to help anyone find time to ask questions. Or the question that was asked.
Yeah, it's also good if they turn up their volume on their device, what they're listening to tonight. That will help, at a comfortable level that they feel comfortable with.
And remember, everybody out there, use any form of protection that you have faith in. Don't be scared, and have a good time with it. And feel free to call in with your questions to the Ghost Box, and I'll go ahead and give you guys that number. It's 970-335-9596. 970-335-9596. And you can also ask your questions in the chat room as well. All right.
Okay. Well, why don't we start with a kind of a demonstration with the echo effect with the codeless box 25.
Sounds like a plan.
So they understand what it sounds like. Who am I talking with, please? How are you? I'm on a radio show. Do you know any of the audience members, maybe? You might have a message for them. Do you have a message for the hostess of the show, Tessa? Do you have a message for her? You know, I want to know how many active spirits around this neighborhood where I live right now. Can you tell me? Someone say 6? I feel there's about 8. Am I correct?
Stop. Next.
Are you from this area? Did you live around this area? Where I am in Surrey, Fleetwood? Yes? If you can see me, what color t-shirt am I wearing? You know?
Black.
Someone say black? Well, that's correct if you said that. What kind of a message do you have for me? Nothing. Why? Why? You don't have to worry. I come in peace. Who else is there? Really? Okay, nice to meet you. You have something in particular you've got to tell me. Who's at peace? Are you truly at peace? Are you happy? Okay. Who else is there? Is it possible to get a full name? What's your full name, please? Okay, well, I thank you for communicating. We'll communicate in a little while. Okay, that's basically what it'll sound like.
Yeah, that was awesome. Okay. Okay, and I was muted. Let's see. Lynn, let's see. Trip, Ron. Okay, so Ronald said, show me Warren. 1 sup. Yep, you marked it. Clear. Answer 7 up. Trip said, fine, good, for me, important, no one. Lynn said, okay, I do, good, it's over, I can do it. 6, yep, yes. 8, yes. Michael, important. Yep, he worked it. Let's see. And we're adding a caller in here. Okay, and let me go back over here because I got a few words as well, and we got another caller as well coming through. And it's funny, I have 2 different Skypes on here. One I have muted on all the sound, the other one I thought I removed, but it still seems to come through. But here's what I got. I'm trying to get to the end. I got Elaine Good, nice. I do Hauser, you. I do Tessa N, Tess. Then I heard a Habib. We did I am, yep, 6 on the VM. Yes, I don't care. Let the voice through. You asked about the shirt. First I heard blue, and then I heard black. And then nothing. He said, think of that. I wouldn't. Mum would. Yep, he is. Something. And then I got Treadwell, John, then a Dave, you, would, still there, 7 of them, we. So that was interesting. Let's see. And our first caller is Christopher. Christopher, did you have a question for the Ghost Box?
Yes, I do. I'm going to follow up on last night's session. I'm going to ask Ghost Box what. I would like to know what is coming through for me for messages about going to the other side and going back to where everything is from.
Okay. Well, for one thing, Christopher, I'd like to just say I'm very sorry to hear about your mom's passing recently, and my condolences go to you and your family.
Thanks. That's my grandmother, by the way.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you want me to try to get a hold of some spirits to try to verify who might be communicating with you, or what exactly is that you want me to do?
I would like to know why they
Okay,
want
why?
me to,
Yeah.
why they want me to return to my place of ancestry.
Okay.
I learned about this last night.
All right. We'll turn it on. I have Christopher Fisher here. Do you have a message for him? What do you know about his past ancestry of his family? What do you know about it? There's something in particular that you want to tell him. He can hear you right now. Is there a message about his past with his family and his ancestors going back to Europe? And what would that be? Can you tell me? Very important that he knows. You can also say it in French if you want to. Yeah, you can do that. He'll understand it. There's something in particular that he needs to know right now. His ancestry goes back to Monaco in that part of Europe. There's something that really is important to tell him. Who's there? Is there someone there from Christopher's family from the past? You had something you want to tell him, maybe? He really wants to know. Who's this? Could you give us a name? A name from some member of Christopher's family from the past? Okay, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye. Okay, that had a lot of interesting stuff. Yeah.
Oh my God, I understand some of it. It was in French, Italian, and Czech.
Really? Wow, that's
Yes.
interesting. And what were they saying, Christopher?
I
don't-
heard the country Liechtenstein.
Okay. Did they have a message in particular or something that they wanted to convey to you?
They wanted me to basically hold on to my
Okay.
hat, basically.
Kind of stay the
Trying
course?
to translate it. Yes.
So they want you to kind of keep focused and head down the main way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Curious what all you heard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a lot coming through, actually, so it was a little overwhelming. But, yeah, that's amazing that you heard these foreign languages. And I do get those, so that people like yourself can recognize those languages. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, I got, hi, yes, right, he is light, God, stop, finish, deliver, you are light, never give up, he is kind, real, now, what, he is special, and then I heard a bunch of stuff in French, and then I heard Anna, and it would help you, and then he's very French, is something that came through. Let me see. Comic Zombie said, book, family, peace, hello, Doc, save with him, Edgar, who else? This is Christopher, then the F word, you suck, such, uh-oh, here we come, Buggy's Bunny, says, put your hands on your hips, sorry when your mother here, he is, his, or yes, base. And then Ronald got, is he, his, you, I knew that, they give me 10. And then Noelle said she also heard the name Anna. Let's see. Lynn said, Nikki delivered you, Christ, no, it is coffee, I heard it, bye. Let's see. Andy said, I missed too much, I have trouble, and he said he did hear Anna. Catalina said, Liberty, hey, everybody, not a lot that she got. And yes, she heard Anna as well. And then we have a couple questions in the chat room as well. But we also have another caller here.
Okay.
And I know we have a minute and a half before we head off. Should we wait until after the commercial break before we start on that one?
I think so, yeah, because generally, yeah, I'd like to give people a little bit of time for their sessions that call in.
Yeah, because it does take some time.
Yeah, 1 minute kind of rushes things, and they don't operate on cue there on the other side. So.
For sure. And Trip was saying something about the speed in which you're going through channels. What speed do you have it at?
Well, there's no actual real dial, but I would say approximately it's going over 100 milliseconds per second, basically. So it's clipping along pretty good. I'll change it a little bit because you're working with an echo effect going through the speaker. So if it goes too fast, then it's just going to be too garbled. So I try to get that happy medium. So every once in a while I slightly turn it up or turn it down, but just to basically get that. So if I'm starting to hear more music coming through, then I know that I got to turn it up a little bit. Yep, okay.
Sorry, I was muted. Here in about 15 seconds, we're going to break, and then we'll come back and get to all these questions, including Trips, as well as our caller that's on hold. So you guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages.
Looking for nighttime adventure? Old school radio that delves into everything out of the norm? Then check us out at Spaced Out Radio. This is Dave Scott. Every Monday through Friday, starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, we're going to take you on a wild ride ranging from conspiracies to true crime and every ghost, alien, and Sasquatch story in between. We're always live, and we're always interactive with you. So join us at spacedoutradio.com, where together, we own the night.
Hey, guess what? You can now get your brand new Spaced Out Radio swag at spacedoutradio.com. We've brought the store back with all new items for you to pick out and pick up for yourself, your family, or friends. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, we got it all. All you have to do is head to our website and click on Store. Choose what you want and it's shipped to you. The Spaced Out Radio store is right there for you. Come shop with us at spacedoutradio.com. Then we can own the night together.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
On the first Tuesday of every month, I encourage you to come along for a journey with me, Geraldine Orozco, on The Spiritual You. Together, we will take a look at how to access the highest expression of yourself and change your life. Consciousness, ET contact, health, and wellness, we can talk about it all. So come along for a spiritual ride with me, Geraldine Orozco, on The Spiritual You, only on Spaced Out Radio.
Coming soon to our website, spacedoutradio.com, is the SOR Space Travelers Club. For just $5 a month, you can get into a private area on our site where you can hang with other listeners in our chat room, post in our forum, and check out a bunch of exclusive content and store that won't be found anywhere else, including a nightly after-show party with Dave. It's going to be the best $5 a month you're going to spend. The SOR Space Travelers, only at spacedoutradio.com.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com. If you're heading to Vancouver, make sure you stop by the official bar of Spaced Out Radio, the Moose Vancouver. It's the place to party in YVR at the corner of Nelson and Granville. The Moose Vancouver is always up to speed with a kitchen staff that serves great food. All food on the menu, $6.95 to $8.95. There's a reason the Moose Vancouver is recognized as one of the hottest spots on the West Coast. Get your horns up for the Moose Vancouver.
Hey, this is Canadian Paranormal Investigator Mike Moore. The third Wednesday of every month, I'll be teaming up with Dave Scott to bring you Ghosts of the Great White North. Each month, we will bring on guests from across Canada to discuss their ghostly encounters. Canada is a paranormal hotbed with stories you've never heard, so we're going to bring them to you. So get comfy on your Chesterfield, grab a donut, and join us, eh?
A timepiece is a reflection of who you are, and what better way to show off the real you than with an Escape watch? Escape is a lifestyle brand accessorizing your days and nights. Choose to escape and create the life of discovery that you deserve. Dream, play, unite with your own personalized Escape watch. Head to escapewatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
We're bringing scientific thought to the paranormal. Hi there, this is Spaced Out Radio scientist Chris Cogswell. Join me, Chris Zuger, and Dave Scott the second Wednesday of every month, where we break down the who from the woo when it comes to everything paranormal. We'll investigate and try to bring sensible answers to those straight and sometimes outlandish questions people have. Hey, not everything has an answer, but we'll do our best. Listen in to Reality Paranormal only on Spaced Out Radio.
Hello, this is your guitar man Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
You can follow Tessa on Twitter at TessaTNT, on our YouTube channel, Spaced Out Radio, and our website is spacedoutradio.com. Now, back to Spaced Out Weekend host, Tessa Nicole Thomas.
Hear the sound again, voices dancing in my head, smile wide, drowning slowly as the echoes rise.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Tonight we have Mr. Bill Hauser, aka Candoey, and he's joining us with his ghost box. Bill, welcome back, and thanks so much for being on with us tonight.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's been a great time here so far.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Right now we have Comic Zombie on the line, and what is your question?
And so my question is that every time I go to University Heights, one of my favorite places is to go into the fan room, and there's a dark spirit down there and the workers that go there don't like to be in that room, but I always like to go into the back part of that room, which is his favorite part to be, and do an EVP there. So I'm wondering if he has or if the dark spirit has anything to say to me.
Okay. Yeah, so you say the staff at the university that work around that area feel that presence there of that spirit.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you picking up on your EVPs when you go through them, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I haven't gotten any EVPs, but there was one time that I actually asked a question. How coming out of them, are you here? And there's a air duct above me, and this is physical. And he banged it. I got 4 bangs.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what the ghost box picks up here. Maybe they might, even maybe the spirit might come through. Who knows? Do you know any history about that area? If someone had an industrial accident down there at one time in that area?
Not that I know of. I just know that the place was built in 1902, and then it's an elementary school, and closed down in 1980, and now it's a community center.
Okay, so it's gone through quite a bit of change through the years.
Yeah, and it's very highly haunted.
Yeah. Okay. And you want me to just call you Comic?
My full name is Robin St. Charles.
Okay. Hello. You know, I got Robert. Oh, pardon me, Robin, sorry. I have Robin St. Charles here. He wants to know about this location. It's a community center now. Used to be educational location there of a school. What is the spirit that tries to get his attention there? Do you know Do you know the name? Do you know why? Do you know why that spirit tries to get his attention? Robin would like to know. You know, the spirit that hangs around that area trying to get a hold of Robin St. Charles. What is your name? You have a message for him, maybe. Why do you occupy that area? Is there a reason? You have a name? You have a name there? The spirit that hangs around that area where Robin St. Charles is? Used to be an old school. Community center now. You got something in particular you want to tell them? Are you friend or foe? What's the reason why you hang around that area? What's the name of the spirit there? Does someone know? Someone can help me there? You have something in particular you want to tell Robin? He can hear you now. Do you have a message for him? What message do you have for Robin St. Charles? Are you at peace? I don't think you're at peace if you're hanging around there. Why do you hang around there? What's your connection to that location? Can you tell me? What's your location? You have something in particular you got to tell me. I know Robin wants to know. Who's this? You don't mind if you tell us your name? Are you the spirit that hangs around that location where Robin goes to? That old school? Okay, well, we thank you for communicating with us. Well, that was very interesting.
For sure. Did you get anything out of that, Robin?
Yeah, I heard the name Christopher a couple of times, and Sophie, and I actually heard my name, and I think I heard Candy now. I'm pretty sure I heard Can He Now.
Okay. And are it would be similar to what Robin was hearing. I heard those names, so I kept pushing more names to come through, so.
Well, let me look here in the chat and see what everyone got. Hold on one second. And there's different comments before then as far as like sound can travel through air ducts, which is true. Let's see. Okay, so Don was saying the radio blurbs are too large. Could Bill speed it up a little so we could hear past them? But it's going pretty fast. I know what speed you're talking about, and that's generally the speed I like to use on my ghost boxes. Let's see. You need to pick up your bleeping something. We know that can't be said over the air, which is a great catch on Ghostbox. Forget about it. But like you were saying before, the F word came through, and we know those can't be said on air, so we know that that's something that shouldn't be there, that could be something coming through otherwise. Let's see. I got no, yes, boy, you, help me. I got Layla. I am here. Yes, he is awesome. I got Dwayne, John, maybe, wait, gain energy, now, for David, first off, we yes, cross the threshold, what we take, first of all, we want, electric, yes, but they are, here, maybe, guilty, poker, there, maybe we go, forget about it, the ether, we have laundry, depth of need, back door, tower, but it's cold, bitter, black, but one, Frank, and Kid. Lynn got no, yes. What up? Nope. Peter, why? Yes. Working, it is. Who? Foe. And then he got the F word, effer. Forget about it. He said what? Beth, see, but no head. Let's see what else. Ryan said, yes, want him here and help. I thought I got that too, but I don't see it in my words. But I did hear help. Maybe that was on the last one. And Andy said, yes, he heard the F word. And Jackie said, I leave to go to the can. Hear my kid's name. Laugh out loud. Forget about it. BTO must be talking through someone else.
So there was actually two more words I actually remember hearing, which someone did write down. It was foe, and also I heard the word dead. That's what I heard also, dead.
So is there a tower at that campus at all?
No, there is not actually.
Is the structure the same as it's always been? Was there ever any rebuild or anything like that, or something that was taken down? Because that's interesting.
Nope.
I wonder if there's anything like that around that area, because spirits aren't really trapped in one place. Like, they can travel from place to place, so perhaps it didn't originate in this area and kind of moved from somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. It's always interesting when I hear these different words. And Trip was asking earlier, here, let me see. How should we take or accept when we hear one word when we can still hear like 3 or 4 words from radio stations? But then we have the F word that keeps coming through. So that's one way. What are your thoughts, Bill?
Well, when you get the F-bomb being said, you can't say that on broadcast radio. So I always like to say, where is that coming from? Because that's definitely a no-no. You can't say that on the air. So on traditional radio.
Oh, Trip also said that they heard the word omni. So that's cool. I didn't catch that one.
Is that any significance there, Robin? That word, omni?
Nope.
No?
No, it isn't.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
No
well,
worries.
thank you. That's been very interesting.
Thanks so much for calling in. It was so good to hear from you, Robin.
All right. Bye, Tess.
Yep. Bye, Robin.
Good night, Robin.
Bye, Bill.
Yep. Good night.
Good night.
In the chat room, I'll take pictures of questions because it scrolls up so quickly, especially when we have you on for the ghost box. But our first question in the chat room comes from Rose Brooks, and she's asking, can you tell my brother-in-law that his family really misses him? Can he give us some kind of message or voice to let them know he's at peace?
Okay, and this is the family member again?
Yes, Rose Brooks, and it's her brother-in-law.
Okay. We'll turn it on. I have Rose Brooks here. She'd like to get a hold of her brother-in-law. Are you there? Are you there? Your sister-in-law can hear you. Are you at peace? Rosebrook's brother-in-law, are you at peace? How you doing? She wants to know. You have a message for her? You doing okay? If you want, you can give us your name. Do you have a message for her? Rosebooks wants to hear your voice. You doing okay? Yeah? If you want, you can give us your name. You don't have to, but if you want. Where are you right now? Are you on the other side? What message would you have for your sister-in-law? Rosebook wants to know. She'd like to know. You happy? Doing okay on the other side? Yeah, peace? What would you like to give a message for to your sister-in-law? She'd really like to know. Who's this? Okay, well, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye. Okay.
So I got several words of that. I got... Hold on, let's see. Okay, so Trip was talking to somebody else when he was saying that, but I heard, "Yep, kid, you never forget, yeah, it's Asia, talk to me, look, Jesus, through, yep, Clark, Jim, come to the looking glass, yes, something, Frank, she's a beast, yeah, help my little sis, for some reason, yeah, can't, I will always know, I love you all, through and through, yes, peace, at last, it was, never meant to," and then I heard coughing. Let me see. Trip said he heard something really faint, guy's voice. And it's true, like, some stuff is coming through really loud and you have to, like someone was saying earlier, I think it was Ron or somebody, but close your eyes because you can hear it a little better. But there was a lot of loudness over his voice, which was really quiet. And then Lynn said, no, who are you, whatever, no, but this, and then pig. Comic Zombie, I have to stay out of this one. I got too many interruptions. I will say I heard wait at the very end. And waiting to see if we got anything else, but from what I was getting, he's calling her kid, but he's also worried about his little sister and that he is at peace, and he mentioned Jesus, and I got a couple names, and I don't know if they resonate at all. Asia, Clark, Jim, Frank, and I don't know what his name is, so that's interesting. Hopefully she got a message through, and maybe it was different people. Like you said, they kind of try to pile on and all talk at once, so different names can come through. But I feel like he is at peace, and what happened wasn't meant to happen, but he loves everyone through and through, and yes, he's at peace. And he also mentioned Jesus, which a lot of people don't believe in, but I mean, I'm feeling that he is at peace. Did you get anything out of that, Bill?
I had similar things that you had picked up, that what you had heard. Again, also, at my end, also, it also went quiet, very quiet too, at different times within the session. So that I know. So, yeah, you have frequencies of lower voices coming in and then higher voices coming in. So you get those different frequency changes.
Yeah, and Trip was saying some things are really easy to tell the difference between radio voices and people trying to be heard, and when they do have that energy where they can speak over, the things coming through in the stations, but it's hard to gain that energy. And when you're on the other side, I think it's another thing of learning as far as it is in life. On the other side, it's another realm of learning of how to use the different energies and stuff to get your voice through. A lot of times when people see or hear apparitions, it's generally in a whisper, even EVPs, and it's hard to make out unless you have the right technology to get rid of the exterior noise and come through with other things. And Rose said something about songs, bands. I don't know. And Shar said
you're going to hear remnants of some of the music on the FM band, so you will hear that.
Yeah, and you're using an FM, right?
Yeah,
and so that
FM
way it's
band.
not just a bunch of voices, because like you were saying earlier, on the AM bands you have a lot of voices coming through, so it's easier to tell the difference between the radio
DJ,
station. Yeah.
Or broadcast or whatever. Yeah, I prefer FM myself. I mean, that seems to work quite well for me.
Yeah, I wish you would come through and let us know if we got anything right there, if we did hear his message. But kind of moving on from there, Andy O'Brien, and he's really missing his dad. And he's from Australia. And he's wondering, can you tell my dad, Tony, I love him?
Okay. And he's using the handle, what was that again? Andy O'Brien?
Yes, Andy O'Brien.
Oh, Andy O'Brien. Oh, okay, Andy. I've chatted with him on Spaced Out Radio's chat room. Okay. And his dad, what was his dad's name?
Tony. He wants to let his dad, Tony, know that he loves him.
I got Andy O'Brien from Australia. He wants to get hold of his dad. Andy O'Brien I have at my end on my communications. He really wants to get a hold of his dad to give a message. Tony. Tony, are you there? Your son wants to hear a message. You have a message for him. Your son Andy wants a message. Are you doing okay, Tony? Are you at peace? You at peace? Tony, are you at peace? Your son Andy wants to know. something of importance that you'd like to tell him, Tony? What would you like to tell him? Tony. You have something you want to say to your son? He can hear you. He can still hear you. Tony, you got something you want to tell your son? Tony, give us your call sign. You're an amateur radio guy. You're a ham operator. You have something in particular you want to tell us? Okay, well, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye. Well, that was very interesting.
It was, and I was actually hearing an accent in there. Did you hear that?
A little bit, yeah. Because, of course I have it turned up, so sometimes when you have it turned up, it's kind of, when everything's going pretty good there, it's hard to process it.
Okay, so Ronald got, wait, what about it? Nope, get it. Let's see. Comic Zombie got Robert, bye, thanks, hello, Adam, found you, Robert, who is this? Yes, Robert. Lynn got, what, alright, peace, me, fine, coming soon, dumb, hungry, what, Adam, coming, no, did it? I got, oh yeah, what, Andy Kid, music, love is never ending, always love you, sleep by the river, not cold, it's like summer, he said he loves me, white light in a crypt, not so bad, I'm thinking, give your mom love, hugs, huh, what, and then he said, it's effing, and we got the F word going on again, woogie, come on, what, it's broad, and don't fall back yet, is what I got. Let's see what else we got. Ronald got, wait, what about it? Nope, get it? Noelle said, I heard French and German accents. Trippin said, a little fuzzy, there are spots it sounded like it was trying to clear the signal up, but I did hear an Australian accent for sure. I heard a voice coming through, and I hope that what I heard can help Andy in some way. What did you get, Mr. Hauser?
Well, I did hear, different voices like that with accents, and then, what could have been a possible Australian accent. So, yeah, it was very interesting. A lot of stuff was kind of flying around there. So, again, when you do these kind of ghost box sessions, it's always good to record your sessions or videotape them in some way. That way you can always review what you heard. So, that's very important.
All right, so right now we're kind of at a standstill. Yeah, and Andy said his dad's accent was more Aussie than him, and I was definitely getting a hardcore Aussie accent, but kind of a soft-spoken voice at the moment. And he said his dad hated the cold, and he was saying it's like summer, which was probably like heaven to him. Like, it's like summer, and I sleep by the river, and you know, love is never ending, and you know, he loves you, and give your mom hugs, and I'm sure he's waiting for her. He's going to see her soon. But yeah, I got a good message out of that, and I don't know. Andy said his accent sounds more like Kiwi.
Yeah.
But yeah,
sometimes,
go ahead.
Unfortunately, our communications with the ghost box can be a little fragmented. So, yeah, you don't always get the full communication going through.
Well, yeah, and I was getting a lot out of it, but it is like kind of chunked up as far as different things coming through. You just gotta, like someone was saying earlier, close your eyes and listen closely, and I actually got a lot coming through on that one, and I don't know, it makes my heart feel good. And his dad was kind of surprised that he said he loved him, but he knew that he loved him, and that love is never ending, and it's kind of like a white light or whatnot, but. We don't have any more questions in the chat room or any callers on hold, so if you guys would like to call in with your questions, please feel free to, and it's 970-335-9596. 970-335-9596. And Andy's saying, thank you, Bill, very much for doing that for him.
Oh, yeah, you're very welcome, Andy.
And he said his dad's a very good man.
Awesome.
So in the meantime, while we're waiting for people, and you guys can ask your questions in the chat room, just make sure you put them in caps so I don't miss it. A lot of times if you don't put it in caps, I can pick up on it anyways. But if you do have a question for the Ghost Box, please feel free to come through and ask your questions in chat or call in to 970-335-9596. Otherwise, what should we do? I mean, I'm kind of interested in what might be in my house at the moment. I know my house is haunted, and you know, John that passed away here, he's a really good guy, but there's been other things that have come in, and I've had astral teams come in to release them, and we actually have a caller coming in, and I hope it's not a repeat caller. But let's see. So we have 425 caller. Who are we talking to?
Yeah, it's Robin. Good. Yes, I do, actually.
Go for it.
So, my question is, I barely knew my grandpa on my mom's side of the family. He died when I was really young, and his name was Ronald Hansen.
Okay, Ronald Hansen. And he was your grandfather?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll turn it on. I have Robin, St. Charles. He wants to get a hold of his grandfather. Are you there, grandfather? Ronald Hansen, are you there? I have Robin here. Do you have a message for him, maybe? Is there a message for him? Do you have something you'd like to tell him? What message do you have for him? Grandfather, we need you to say something, a message. Ronald Hanson, do you have a message for your grandson? Robin's here. He can hear you. Are you at peace? You doing okay on your side? What else would you like to tell him? I know I hear other voices coming through, but we want, we want the grandfather to come through. Ronald Hanson, do you have a certain message? Do you have some kind of message you want to say? Your grandson would like to know. Who's this? I hear a lot of other voices too. You guys are having a conversation amongst yourselves. What would Ronald Hanson like to say? Okay, well, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye. Okay, that was very interesting.
There's some things I do remember, some things I don't. But at the beginning, I heard yes, I do. I heard in the very beginning, I heard Ronald, and at the very end, I heard Ronald Hansen. I need to let you know if you're hearing a conversation because he was a World War II vet.
Okay. Do you think he's having some communication there related to that on the other side?
Yeah, that probably could what you've probably been hearing.
Yeah, definitely there was a communications of seemed like they're talking amongst themselves.
Yeah.
I got your orders, which is funny. You said he was in the military and he's telling you your orders. And he said, yep, 2010, yes, old wind, yes, wait, I did. Where you sleep, by your side. Yes, children, there is. If he's available, I am fine. Was very restricted, but what you look for is better for what I tried to tell you. / that was probably something that jumped through. The would-be president talks wrong. That it's known, yes, we heard you better, near you always. A buzz felt. Jet of air, cold air. I'm for it. Do it automatic. Who need better? The message is that you know what you need. Care for you and your mom. Tripp said, welcome or how come? Was the number strictly careful? Sleep on. Porch light is on. He died young. Bleeping and then a cuss word. Lynn got 2008. God, yes. Hey, $1 on, yes. Was the number restricted? No. Careful, dude. / President, heart or heart? That's right. Oh-ish. Guess, Hansen, object, friend, something that sad. Shar said, careful, / president. Guess he died young. Amazing, boring. Hurt he did that. No. Somebody said unmute me. I'm unmuted. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Lynn's saying at my age, Tessa's hearing is much better than mine. And Tripp said, funny the other side even knows what our president is. How could you not?
Yeah. Well, actually, I actually felt that the energy too was a lot different from other sessions. So it was actually a little more intense at my end. So what I'm feeling sort of from the ghost box.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting, and he was talking about that feeling. You'll get like a buzzing, and then feel cold wind, basically. And Sharon, oh, here we got a call coming through. Let me add that. Sharon was said, Tess, can our guides come through with the box, or is it just loved ones or other spirits? What are your thoughts, Bill?
I really think any type of entity could use the ghost box if they want to while you're using it to get your attention. So, yeah, I mean, most of the people I talk to are people that have passed over, but yeah, I mean, aliens could come through or whoever. I mean, spirit guides if they wanted to.
Well, I'm gonna hang up now for the next caller.
Yeah, well, thank you, Robin. That was very interesting to do that session.
All right. Thanks, all of you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sir Robin. It was great to hear from you again.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
All right. Bye.
Bye now.
Okay, so our caller is from area code 206. Who are we talking to?
This might be me. This is Nikki from Linwood, Washington.
Hi, Nikki.
Nikki.
Hello. Yes. Hey, Bill, you're on my Facebook page.
I know. I recognized it right away when you said that. So, yeah, that's great. Yeah, we've passed on some interesting articles and so on, postings.
Very true. Well, I have a question for the box.
Okay.
regarding a situation I'm working on, and because of that, I cannot say the person's name, but I can give the letter, the initial. It's the letter
okay.
G, as in
G.
Gloria. That's not the name, but it's the letter G. And
Okay.
I have 3 questions. Who's on the correct track for you? Is the information I have correct? And what other information do you want to provide?
Okay. So, would this
I've
be
been
family
getting...
members?
No, this is not somebody I know.
Oh, okay. So,
But they have already kind of let me know that they're around today. And I went,
okay.
let's just activate this a little bit more.
Yeah. Kind of buzz them.
Yeah, see what comes up.
Okay.
And it's a lady, and hopefully we'll
Okay. Well, that's
have
one
more
clue.
information provided.
We got a lady, so. And you want me to just use Nikki?
Yes, correct.
Okay. I have Nikki on the other side. Who's the lady that communicates with her? Starts with the letter G. Can you help me out? Nikki wants to know, is she on the right track? Is it a correct track that she's on? You sure? The other question is, Nikki wants to know, what kind of information do you have for her? The lady that starts with the letter G, what message do you have for Nikki? You've been somehow trying to make contact with her. Communications. Do you come in her dreams? Do you come in her dreams? Are you sure? So what kind of important information do you want to share with her? Is there a reason? Is there a reason for your attempts to communicate with her? Something of importance? Can you tell me? She can hear you right now. The lady who has only one clue for me, G, could you tell me your name? Is it possible? Would you share that with us? What's the name? So what kind of information do you want to share with Nikki? Is something of importance? What would it be? Can you help? Let us know. She can hear you. Okay, well, we thank you for communicating. Okay, goodbye.
Wow.
Yeah, that was interesting. Again, that energy was just like when I was talking with Robin and his grandfather. Very intense at my end.
Yeah. Yeah, my end too.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's
I
definitely some
picked up
kind
a.
of connection there that's transcending over to where you are.
Mhm. I got quite a few words and some phrases, but there's quite a few of them that they were too fast. I could make
Yeah.
bits of them out, but I couldn't like grab onto them.
Yeah. Well, you know
So
what I
I'll have to.
recommend is to listen to the podcast, at your leisure sometime and just listen to it very carefully.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do.
What
Yeah.
did you get, Nikki?
Okay, let's see if I can read some of my writing. Let's see. There was a word before typical, then it was typical, yes, in time, I said, there was another word after that, another word after that, one after that, and then stop, on the, no, is the nip. I think that was supposed to be something else instead of nip. No, resident, or it was either resident or resilient. Yes, apology. That one shocked me, actually. I want to know what the apology is for. Two, like as in the number 2. 3 of us. Buzz, B-U-Z-Z. Yes, yes. There was another word I missed because it was way too fast and it was a longer word. Then yes, and then a name. Then the name John, then Lubbock. And while I had you guys on mute, I asked Lubbock, Texas, and I got on my end, yes. What I heard on the box was in time. It was in time. Yep, Nikki, and then see ya.
Okay, so direct communication in a sense of they know your name and.
Well, in the chat room, here Trip said.
Yeah, that's what I'm fascinated to hear.
That one, yip. You said nip, he said yip. Voicemail, positive or affirmative, and gee, honey. And Ronald got yep, honey, faked, okay, giver. I got hey, yeah, what? Yes, you are ahead. And then she said Tesla, what? Yes. But Nikki is innocent. She's little. An apology, yes. Look up, descriptive, yes. Jeannie, girl. She's seen me twice. Called, yes. Wait there, all right. Holiday, be careful, have a sip, it's okay, and then see ya. Lynn said, Nick had one, these people, Lynn, which is his name, this one, not me, negative, G, he got Buzz as well, no, and then my name, Tessa, yes, help, can't help her, huh, what, yep, oh my, Seti or Cindy, and see ya. And then Trip asked what you caught, but you already said that. And Trip said, Tessa, tell her to use Spreaker and our chat might help her. So hopefully we could all help you to get an entire message. But again, like Bill said, listen again. But on that note, you guys, we got to go to break because I'm overdue. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Get your horns up with me on Spaced Out Radio. This is Ron Bumblefoot Thal. Come tune in to SOR where you can hear me rock out with Little Brother Is Watching, the official theme song of Spaced Out Radio. And then come on over to bumblefoot.com where you can find out about my tour schedule, my music, and everything else. Bumblefoot.com keeps you up to date on what I'm doing and the best way to stay in touch with my music and music camps. Sign up for my newsletter at bumblefoot.com and remember, Little Brother Is Watching.
Looking for the stories of the strange and weird that you will find hard to find anywhere else? Check out the SOR Newswire on our website. Our writers, led by Captain Shirk, are scouring the world for the oddest and most bizarre stories we can find. Everything from weird crime to suspenseful and paranormal. We're working hard for you to bring you the most intriguing news of your day. Check out the SOR Newswire at spacedoutradio.com today.
You hear footsteps in the empty room above you. A rocking chair begins rocking by itself. Don't be afraid of the things that go bump in the night. Reach for Spirit Storybox, the iPhone app the Huffington Post UK called the only ghost hunting app you will ever need. Spirit Storybox. The spirits are telling their stories. Are you listening?
Hi there, this is Geraldine Orozco from San Francisco's Bay Area Meditation. I invite you to join me the first Tuesday of every month with Dave Scott for Spaced Out Radio's The Spiritual You. In this fast-paced world we live in, it's time for you to take some time for you. We'll cover every possible subject from powerful meditation to healing techniques to your own intuition and spirituality. So come join us for The Spiritual You.
The freedom to post what you want, when you want. That's the social media freedom you need. Social Media Freedom is the free app in your app store. No need to worry about going to jail or being shadow banned any longer. It's the freedom to say what you feel. The freedom to know Big Brother isn't watching. It's the way social media is supposed to be. Social Media Freedom. It's time to set yourself free. Download from your app store today.
You know, it's hard being the bad man of ufology, but that's just the way that I like it. This is Chris George Zuger, and I'll be hanging out with Dave Scott and SOR scientist Chris Cogswell for Reality Paranormal, the second Wednesday of every month. And our job is to break it down and come to conclusions as to what is really going on in the supernatural world. I'd love for you to join us right here on Spaced Out Radio.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
We are getting ready to relaunch the SOR Space Travelers Club at spacedoutradio.com. For $5 a month, you can join us for a plethora of features found nowhere else. Hang out in a private chat room during the show and after party. You can check out some exclusive content and a store specifically for you, as well as a private listener forum where you can post your thoughts, stories, and pictures. The SOR Space Travelers Club, coming soon to spacedoutradio.com.
Do you want to know what's really going on in your world? Do you have questions about who you can trust in the mainstream media? Then look no further than the Rebel Planet. Come get the straight answers right here at spacedoutradio.com. Join me, Jamie Sexton, creator of Rebel Planet News, as I fill you in on the stories behind the stories. All you truth seekers, be sure to tune in to Rebel Planet on spacedoutradio.com the third Thursday of every month.
Find your escape where time has no limits. It's about living today and cherishing the heritage of yesterday. A spirit of adventure for what is new, with the nostalgia of the past. Your timepiece is a reflection of who you are. Life surrounded by beauty from the world around us to the soul within. EscapeWatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
Are you interested in advertising on Spaced Out Radio? Head to our website at spacedoutradio.com and click on our advertising tab. There, you will find an assortment of ways you can get your product out there with us, from radio commercials to banners and social media. Have a product you like our hosts to endorse? We can do that too. Visit spacedoutradio.com for more details.
Hi there, this is Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and I want you to come on a nightly journey. Starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, every Monday through Friday, you can come hang out with me and the other space travelers. We have it all from Carl the Alien bouncing on by to those misfit gnomes causing havoc. It's 3 hours of fun and entertainment on those topics the mainstream really doesn't want to touch. Come get all paranormal with us at spacedoutradio.com, and together, my friends, along with our resident guitar god Bumblefoot, we own the night.
Sit back, relax, grab a drink, and listen closely. Spaced Out Radio continues through the weekend. From the mile-high mountains of Colorado to you, listening around the world, this is Spaced Out Weekend with Tessa N Thomas.
I love that intro. It makes me all amped up for the third hour. Woo! I still think that should be for second hour. But here we're talking to Nikki. Nikki, welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. And we're talking about all this stuff, and, like I was saying, I've been watching all these investigative videos on Netflix, and people that are wrongly accused, in the way that, especially in the South, they get this certain idea of what they want and who they're trying to convict, even though it's the wrong person. And most times these people get let out after 10 to 17 years or whatever, because DNA proof comes into play. And but in the South, they just have this kind of egotistical thing where they're like, we know who it is, it's this guy, and blah, blah, blah. And they're not even being open-minded about it, not looking every direction for what they're really needing to look for. And so these cases are not being justified. There's no justice for these women that are being killed, and it's really, really sad. And so I'm hoping that, to me, is Jeannie, but to you, she's got a different name. But yeah, it's really interesting how that works, and they're not even listening to you, which there are a lot of kooks and wackos in the outfield that, try to put their names out there and try to say, this is what's happening, because they want to get that, like I said, again, ego going. But you actually have communicated with this lady, and she's trying to give you a message. You've seen the vehicle and all this other stuff, and they're just not listening. And I wish they would.
Yeah, it gets a little frustrating. The information that I receive, it's never been wrong. And so I'm just writing down what I've got, and if it's ever needed, I have it written down at least. And I write it down and I date it. All of it.
Yeah, and that's a good idea. And keep it on record, keep it in a folder or wherever you need to. And then when somebody is out there that's finally like, okay, I'll take what you're saying, you can give it to them, whether it's a private investigator or whatnot, and maybe they can come up on it. Because you were even saying that you had a vehicle and you saw this vehicle.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into any more of that. But yeah, it gets kind of interesting when you start seeing things in your clairvoyant abilities. So,
and I got
interesting.
Yeah, and I got in, the words that I got, she appeared to you twice. Has she appeared to you at all, or how many times?
I've actually seen her twice. She's given me messages in some of my dreams, which I thought that was spot on, Bill. And there have been a number of times where when I'm home or when I've been out and about, not very many times when I've been out and about, but usually when I'm home, working on some other project and my mind is on that project, I get wham. It's like, whoa, okay, hello, you're here. And sometimes I can hear her words and I'll write it down, or I'll just communicate with her, and then I'll make a couple of notes. But it's not anything, it's more like suggestions of what she wants me to look into. But some things haven't fully panned out because it's like some of the notes that I took from the box tonight in time, which is exactly right. Everything has its place in time. So it's all a matter of timing.
Yeah, and you're like,
life is.
Yeah, you said you heard her apologize, and I got that too. My apologies. I appeared to you twice, and it can be kind of disheartening or alarming to somebody, but you see her and you're trying to understand her message, and she's apologizing for showing herself because she knows how crazy that can be. So I think that's why she was apologizing, but she understands that you are hearing her and that you can probably help her because nobody else is listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time she appeared to me, it traumatized me. I was curled up in my chair, hyperventilating and almost in tears because I was like, oh, wait a minute. This actually has happened to this, or is happening now, and wow, okay, this is scary stuff. And it took me a while to calm down. And once I calmed down, I went, okay, this is what I need to do.
Yeah, and I think that's why she was apologizing, because she knew how it affected you. And she's like, my apologies, I showed myself twice, and so on and so forth. And it was quite traumatic for you.
Yeah, oh God, was it ever. Yeah, matter of fact, the people in my life were like, are you okay? What's going on? So, anyway, thank you very much, because it has given me a lot more phrases and a lot more things that jive with what's going on.
Okay, so you see correlation there, so that's good.
A lot of correlation.
Excellent.
Awesome.
I want to just recommend something. When you listen to the podcast again at your own leisure, just wear headphones and, just have it cranked up, but not too high, but just at a comfortable level. And that way you're able to hear those responses a little better sometimes, just with all the excess noise from outside the podcast.
Is there any way, I love that idea, thank you, Bill. Is there any way that I could slow down the ones that go so fast?
Well, there's software you can get, and then you put the podcast, you save the podcast, and then you can put it through and slow it down.
I think
and
that's
you
what
could
I'll do,
actually you could actually reverse it and get some reverse speech. That's very possible. So
I actually got a couple softwares that somebody shared with me that I haven't emulated into my paranormal investigation for Four Corners Paranormal, but I'm willing to share that with you. If you can find me on Facebook, it's under Tessa Nicole Thomas Peterson. Look me up there, and I'd love to share that with you and try to help you through this. And she came through so quietly, like I had to listen and close my eyes, like somebody had said, close your eyes and listen carefully. And so I am, because I can hear her trying to come through, but it's so hard to hear her over this other stuff. But I did get some things in there, like her appearing to you twice, which was amazing. Like, where did I get that? Except for from her, and she is coming through. She wants her case to be solved, and she wants justice, and I'd love to help you with that, because that is why I first started this, was for Dylan Redwine, who was murdered by his father, and I came out of the paranormal closet like, I don't care what anybody thinks anymore. I want to help. And so if I can help you in any way, please reach out to me because I'd love to.
Thank you. I'm laughing only because that's exactly what happened with me this past year.
Oh, and it just takes that.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, it takes that certain tipping point where you're like, I don't care anymore. I don't care what anybody thinks. I want to help.
Yep.
And it was so important to me. I'm holding my baby son and I'm thinking about this woman missing her son that was taken away from her because this is the only way that this guy could punish her. Like, I got to get out there. I got to help. I got to do whatever I can. And that's what started the whole Four Corners Paranormal Investigations thing, was doing that. And I don't care anymore. You can think I'm crazy. I really don't care. Because I know I'm not.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I am right now. I've had clairvoyant abilities from the time I've been very, very, very little. And so, yeah, I understand this.
And Trip in the chat room is saying VLC Media Player is free, and you can use that. And there's a couple others I can give you as well.
Yeah, I use WavePad a lot, and that works quite well for me as well. So, yeah, there's Docity and a number of different software where you could actually really, take and analyze what was being said tonight on the Ghost Box.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for calling in, Nikki. It was so awesome to hear from you. And please reach out to me on Facebook because I want to help you with this.
I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, well, thank you. That was very interesting, and hopefully there's some resolution come to all these horrible crimes that are being committed.
I hope so, too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, have a good night, Nikki, and thanks so much again for calling in. It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, awesome.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yep.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye now. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, so we have a couple questions in the chat room. First one is from Christopher Fisher, and he's asking, are there any spirits at my home? I have had weird experiences lately.
Okay. I got Christopher Fisher who can hear us tonight. What are the spirits that are around his home right now? What's their purpose to get his attention? Who are they? Are they family members that have passed on? What are your names? The spirits that are around Christopher Fisher's home. What connection do you have to Christopher? Do you have something in particular you want to tell him then? So why do you hang around Christopher Fisher's place? You must have a reason. Are you family? Friends? Acquaintances? Did we get a name from one of you? What's one of the names of the spirits that hang around Christopher Fisher's home?
where he lives? You must have something you want to tell him. An important message, maybe? Who's this right now? And do you, are you the one hanging around Christopher Fisher's place? What's your purpose? Why are you doing that? You have a reason? You would like to know. Are you trying to get his attention about something? Who's this? What's your name? You don't mind me asking, what's your name? Okay, well, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye. Well, that was an interesting session. I keep hearing Davin, I think, if that's correct, or Davin, or something in that lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder if that has any significance with Christopher, that he may have known somebody with a name like that.
I got Nick, that's right, yeah. It could be what is above, yes. Direct, yes. Skip, yep. Karen, I don't care, yeah. It is not whole, yeah. It is different, yeah. Different, but, quote, shifted. He is there, ready, very confined, difficult, high, October 8. We are not big, we try perception. Skip, Kip. Crazy, but here, in harmony, I don't know, ripe, intertwined, Evelyn, masculine, yeah, we, and then he said sick, he's kosher, is, I think, wasn't dusk, in harmony, but help, here, going back in our minds, see, Spanish came through, is there, alien, intertwined, nothing but help is what they're looking for, up, we want to go, justice, yep, and I'm sorry. And let's see, Lynn said, Gab, yep, I heard that. Suit, greedy, Kirk, hi, yep. Protect, disclosure, Edward, leave a message, yes. Sick, I think, honest. Just does, yes, reminds me, yep. Up, echo, just interesting, yep. Trip said, quit following or calling me, I think. Joe said, I think, kill him, up, I'm just a, let's see. Marie said, I heard Devin, I also heard he knows, and I was at a distance from my computer. And, that's all I've gotten so far in the chat room there.
Okay.
But that was interesting.
Yeah.
I think they just want help, and they know that he's open and able to give that.
Yeah, well, I think, too, I mean, he's probably, to some degree, has his own
sensitive capabilities there, and they sort of flock around them as well.
Yeah, once they realize that you're open and you have that open perception, they just, like here at my house with me and my kids and my husband, we're all open. So it's kind of like a magnet and they all just come flooding in. You just kind of got to get them in order. Luckily,
Yeah.
sometimes there's somebody on the other side that's like, hey, wait, get in line, wait your turn, like we've had on your show before. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. Let me see if I got another one here. So Sharon Bowles wants to know, can you ask my guides or my star family if they have anything for me?
Okay, her star family. Yeah. Sharon Bowles.
Hang out.
I have Sharon Bowles here. She wants a message from...
John?
She wants a message. Her star guide. Is there a message for her? What kind of a message do you have for her? She can hear you right now. Star guides for her. Do you have a message? What would you like to tell her? Who's this? You have a message for Sharon Lawns? She can hear you right now. Star guides. What would you like to tell her? Must have something of importance. If you need help, I suggest going to the white light. There'll be someone there, a family member or friend. Don't be afraid, just go to the white light. Okay, thank you for communicating. Goodbye.
That was a quick one.
Yeah, it's to be honest with you, when you're trying to contact somebody or I should say some entities of that level, it's sometimes difficult to tune into that. But I mean, definitely I heard a help going through there, so I definitely recognize that. So I definitely wanted to try to, point them in the right direction.
So Robin got she hang out? Hell yes. Stop, John. Yes. Hello, yeah. Oh God, clock. Set out. Got it. Out. Don't. Hello. 4. What? Yes. Yeah. But good. What? Yep. You do it. Thank you. Okay, bye. I got hang out. Yes. Right. Stop. Done. Abrupt. Star Guide. Fox Pit. Yep. It's out. Muno. I don't think I spelled that right. Muno. Get it. Stop. Have it. Here. Nothing for Star Family. Storm. We have stopped. Yeah. Up. Up. Don't wait for us. Up. Up. She says, whoa. Yep. Yeah. Yep. 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 We come. All. Even out. We up. Not whole. Work. Yep. I want to know. Where. Yep. And we need it. Lynn got, hey, hang out. Yes. No. Wait. John. Hello. Liver. Yeah. My God. Lynn. Tess. Bingo. Got it. Tess. Hurt. Stop it. Hey, Mom. Jen. Hello. 4. Up. Down. Zip. Whoa. Yep. Yes. Yep. Yep. I do. Cuban. We don't know how. Yep. Joe Monk got hang out. Yes. John. Out. Up. Don't up. Death. Robert said, but what happens if they are from the 70s? They should go to the UV light. But we got a lot of yeps and yeses, and it was funny how many we got. Trip got computerized voice. Hang out. Got him. Out. Gotham. Nope. As Bill mentioned, white light. So I don't know perhaps if it's her Star Family. It kind of seems like it's like a crew of people that are asking her for help, and they're like, yep, yeah, got it, we're ready. Where do we go? We don't know where. So that's kind of what they're looking for. The up is one of the big things that I kept getting was up. They just want to go up, and they don't know how.
Yeah. Probably someone stuck there. I really don't know. So, but.
And Sharon says, laugh out loud, blah. But they're hanging out, but they're looking for help. They don't know where to go. Somehow they got lost on their way, and they need help going up. And there's a lot of yeses and yeps agreeing with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's when you get help, that's definitely, when I can, I try to point the right direction for them to go. So hopefully they make that way. So.
All right, so I'm looking here in the chat room to see if I have any more questions, which I haven't seen any. Let's see. So if you guys have any questions for the Ghost Box, we have a little over 30 minutes left, and you can ask in the chat room. Make sure you do it in caps. If you don't, I might still see it. But you can also call in 970-335-9596. And I'll say it slower because I've been told I say it too fast. 970-335-9596. And so hopefully we'll get some new callers or somebody in the chat room asking a question. Let's see. Let me look in this other chat room here really quick, and I really don't have anything going on there. And I've got a few questions. One dealing with Dylan Redwine, but he's not my family, so I don't know if I'm able to ask that. But my niece Chrissy, she was actually murdered on Easter, not this last year, but the year before, and I don't know. He got convicted as guilty, and we went to sentencing, but they found some drawings on his wall, and they took pictures, and he's like, I just want to go to sentencing, but at the same time, they're like, we can't because we don't know if you're competent, because the stuff he put on his wall was crazy, and I think he's just looking for, hey, convict me now, and then he can get a loophole to get out because they don't go through the right process. So I'm hoping Chrissy can come through and tell us whether or not we're going to get any sort of conviction soon.
Okay. What was I going to mention? Then the person again, the name?
Crystal Hogue.
Crystal Hogue. Okay. All right, we'll turn it on. Hello. I have Crystal Hogue here. Wants to get hold of Christy. Does Christy have a message? What would be a message from Christy? Oh, okay, sorry. Tessa wants to know, is Crystal Hogue there? Crystal Hogue, are you there? You got a message for Tessa? What would be your message? Are you at peace, Crystal Hogue? What would you like to say to Tessa? Are you at peace? Truly at peace? Anybody seen Crystal Hogue? See that person there? Does Crystal Hogue have any important message? Hold on. What would you like to convey to us? Are you happy? At peace? Truly? Okay, well, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye.
That was a weird one because I kept hearing her voice trying to come through, and I was picking up on little blips here and there, but this male voice was kind of talking over her quite a bit, and I'd hear her voice trying to come through, and he'd keep talking over her. But I got quite a few things, and she's kind of like, she still can't believe what happened to her, basically. But let's see. Let me go back here to what I got. Yeah, and Tripp was picking up on it too. Like, she was not expecting this because she's finally ready to leave him after all these years. And let's see. Yeah, Sharon says a lot of potty mouth spirits. And she said the F word a lot because she's like, F, she couldn't believe it, you know. Tripp was saying, who the bleep, the F word, sick bleep F, wow. They sounded pissed. And she was. She was finally ready to leave him. She had a place to go, and she decided to stay in the same house with her kids until, you know, they made their separate ways. And she said, you know, this body isn't his anymore, and he just couldn't handle that. Even though he had cheated on her several times, he couldn't lose that control of her. But I got Tessa, hey, yeah, what, yeah, here, yeah, I am sad, I'm here, my babies, yes, the F word, support my kids, up, peace, 3, which she had 3 kids, brought there, what the F, together, over the U, hogue, yeah, fine, here, kids, keep up, I'm here, Aunt Tess, crazy, because she can't believe it still. Tessa, I can't believe this. Chrissy, who? A guy said, Chrissy, who? And that's the guy that kept talking over her. And then she said, lunatic, warm, dip. Chrissy, yeah, it is okay. Miss my kids. It is. I'm trying a lesson. What the F again? P, harmony, and up. So she's still looking for that release. I think she's waiting for the conviction and to wait to know if her kids are okay. Lynn said, here come Nick. Hey, what? Hey, who? Nick, yes. The F word, Nick, off. Yep, drop down. Hold on. Chrissy, fake it, punt, warm, dead, don't, peace, yes, this time, up here, up, bye. Ryan said, I could hear a male voice that didn't let a younger sounding voice talk, and that's what I was saying. This male voice was talking over her, and she kept trying to get through. And she had that really feminine young voice. And she was trying to say things which I couldn't hear a lot of, but I was getting some of the gist of it. Sorry I couldn't understand the words, said Ryan. And that's okay. And Lynn said I couldn't even type all the F-bombs, but she was saying a lot. And Robin said, Tessa, Hogue, are we there? Yes, we are there. Yes. Are there? Yes. Are at peace? Yes, at peace. Yes, go. Rockstar, Chrissy Hogue. This is Chrissy. Yes, I am. Let all in her. And she really loved music, and she loved to dance, and she loved her kids. And you know, she was worried about her husband because he had told her that if she left him, he was going to kill himself. But then he went to the other degree of, he's Catholic. He's not going to take his own life, so he's just going to take hers. And so now the kids are without both their parents, and it was really sad. It was Easter evening, and he ended up choking her out not once but twice, and then defiling her corpse, and it was a really, really sad incident. And she still can't believe that all this happened. Like, she didn't believe that he could do that, even though he had laid hands on her several times. She still can't believe it. She's still like, what the F, you know? And that came through several times in here. Like, the F-bomb was dropped several times by Chrissy. And yeah, I know she'll find peace as, you know, as soon as he is convicted. She asked me to be godmother to her kids, and we even talked about going and doing paperwork on this. And I was like, yeah, let me know when you're free. And then we never got the time, and then this happened before we even knew it would. And so now the kids are somewhere else. They're with his family, out of all things. But they seem to be happy and growing, and I do hope they're happy. I know they had a difficult time because his family is from Mexico, and they're mostly Spanish speaking, and they understood some of it, but not a lot of it, so they felt kind of lost. But I think they're kind of finding their niche there. So I'm hoping they find happiness and that she's able to find peace with them where they're at, because I don't know what I can do. I don't have paperwork. All I have is my word that I gave to her that nobody else honors. So there we are with that. Tripp was asking, is Mr. Hauser at the school? Remember at the school there was a little girl wanting help being held back by a guy as well?
No, I'm actually at my residence tonight using the Skype for communication as opposed to a cell phone. I do that on Dave's show, but I thought for this would be a little more convenient to do it at home tonight with using the type of radios that I'm using.
Yeah, and it's working out really good. And you have this box and your speaker and stuff that you're using. Were you saying earlier there was another box that you wanted to try out, or no?
Well, I just wanted to, because a lot of people talk about the hacked radios, and I just wanted to let people hear what they sound like for those that aren't really into the ghost box so much. And you'll see it'll be on AM. So I'll turn it on here. As you see, there's a lot of disturbance, so AM I find is difficult to work with, just picking that up. Now it's the FM. Of course, a little more better that way. Just got to keep it away from my computer. So that would be what it sounds like. This is the Sanjean model. So that's the Sanjean. That's the, what was it again? The DT200X model. And if you hold on to the scan button there, it actually acts like a little turbo scan, so it scans a little bit faster. But it's been a good radio for me, especially where I'm outside of the Metro Vancouver area, where the radio stations are a little bit more stepped out in that regards from town to town. So it does work well.
Yeah, I was actually picking up stuff right away. I got, yes, what, okay, yeah, I'm fine, nope, super, very fine, right, all right. And they were kind of getting into the gist of working on this frequency, but it was pretty interesting how they started coming through right away.
Yeah, those are probably some of the spirits that are been using the FM mode, so they're using that now, so they've kind of moved over, but hopefully they come back to the other one. But and again, the other radio, of course, is what I use on Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott, and that's the direct link, and that's custom built radio, and that's built by Jay Prather. Hello. Who am I talking with, please? Do you have a message for us?
Landmarker.
Oh, okay. Could we get a name, please?
Airs.
You have a message for Tessa? Hi. Who else is there? Okay, well, thank you for communicating with us. Goodbye. Okay, so you got to hear a couple of different radios from the one I'm using for the main one for tonight. So, yeah, those are kind of the radios that I've worked with. Yeah, they all have their own characteristics and sounds. No ghost box sounds exactly the same. They're all different.
Yeah, they definitely are, and I actually picked up on some stuff there. I got, what? Hello? Morgan, Maurice, hi, Amy, we can be, and I once. So, yeah, people were just like, yeah, here we go. Let's get on the wave bands.
I had to actually get the other radio, the hacked radio, away from the computer because it was actually picking up the field there on the AM, the disturbance. So, yeah, it was all kind of fuzzy sounding, staticky, fuzzy. But, yeah, I mean, these are the radios that I've used. I like to switch over with a radio at times. So, in the field of doing what I do. So, it always works out that way.
I guess Lynn got, what? I'm looking, internet, Morrissey? So he was picking up on the internet thing that you were saying. It was kind of picking up on your computer, and they were talking about the internet there for a second. So that was pretty interesting as well.
Yeah, I didn't even ask about that. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, they realize it's a computer and hooked up through the internet. So, yeah. Well, yeah, they see things in a whole different light. So. Sounds like we got somebody.
And I muted myself again. And I believe it's Robin. Robin, did you have another question really quick? We have only 5 minutes left.
Okay. My question is, do I have spirits in my house, or am I a beacon for them?
Okay. So you're more or less concerned about the spirits in your house? Okay, we'll turn it on. Hello. I got Robin here. He wants to know, what are the spirits around his house? What's their purpose? Can you tell me? Robin would like to know why you hanging around. Do you have a message for him, maybe? Why do you hang around Robin's place? Is there any particular reason? Some way, do you have a connection to him? What would be that connection, if that's the case? What's your intent of hanging around Robin's place? Okay. Do you have anything in final you want to tell him? What would you like to tell him? I'm about ready to close off the ghost box here. Do you have anything in final you want to say to Robin? What would that be? Okay, I'm going to close off the radio. I'm going to count 1 to 5 backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for communicating. Goodbye. Okay. That's how I close off the ghost box. I use that.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you did that in time.
Yeah, I realized we were getting down to time, so I wanted to, get to Robin's question there.
Well, I got hi, yep. Well, I got hi, yep, Kurt, yeah, lefty ahead, yeah, also no, up, kinda, what the, get out, up, and 2, up, yep, up, exit, here, okay, here, fine, up, kind, up, in stock, help is an exception, it is visual, he may help me, no, what back here, help, up, yes, up, us, here we are, help, him, up, he wants to help, better, up, yes. Lynn got who, Bert, Lynn, his name again, house, Kevin, T, the F word, hi, a girl, what, finish, eBay, no, yep, the F word again, you what, and hey. So yeah, I think they're just looking for help and they want to go up.
Okay, yeah, that does happen,
So we're at the end of our time, and thank you so much again, Bill Hauser, for being on. Can you tell our listeners where and how to find you?
Well, I'm on YouTube, user Candoey. They can see my YouTube videos. I'm also on Autoboom, user Candoey. Actually, I do a little podcast on there, so they can listen to me that way, as well as SoundCloud. I put up highlighted audio files there, as well as Twitter, Facebook, and Google Plus. I'm on those ones as well, and as well, basically, let's see, Photo Bucket, yeah. I go on there occasionally and put photos up as well if they want to see photos. So that's basically how they can take a look at me online and so on.
Well, thank you so much again for being my guest tonight, and it was so wonderful having you on the show this evening.
Well, thank you. It's been really great working with your audience tonight, and I had a great time.
Awesome. And thank you to everyone in Spaced Out Radio, Facebook, Spreaker, Twitter, Paranormal Radio, TalkStream Live, Deep Talk Radio, and wherever else in the universe you're listening tonight. I had a wonderful time this evening, and it was my pleasure, literally and figuratively, and I can't wait to do it again next weekend on spacedoutradio.com. Until next time, nighty night, love and light to all my space cases out there. You guys have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and I'll see you all back here next weekend. Don't forget, we are all in this together. Together, we can make the world a little better, and together, my friends, we own the night. If you guys would like to come in for the after party, we're on Skype at 970-335-9596. If you don't have Skype, don't worry. You can call in on your cell phone as well, and that number again is 970-335-9596, and we'll have a plethora of fun and shenanigans together. You guys take care of my yous. Until next time, nighty night, love and light. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!